right, fool? Shit. Let it be known then.
Me and what I was saying, he was like, bro, especially with this rap shit or about anything like hip hop or whatever it is, I want to be able to like talk about it and like me, I've learned this shit. Like I'm not married to any fucking real fucking like idea. Like I'm willing to talk about something. Somebody gives me some kind of fact that's like makes sense. I'm like, yo, that makes sense. Like hold on a second, let me rethink out what I'm talking about. But other fools are like, no, I'm not gonna fucking even like, you know what I'm saying?
Question, like, and that's what people need to open up and be chill about. I think that's what keeps everybody separated because some people can't. Well, I mean not everybody, but like the politics wise, that's why everybody. That's why everyone's going fucking Republican, Democrat shit is like. Oh, you gotta be one sided. It's like, nah, bro, I like guns.
Yeah,
I love guns, but at the same time, I don't care who you're sleeping with, my boy. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
That has nothing to do with me.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly,
so I can't be labeled as one side because
me either, yeah. And that's the same thing. Like as soon as you mention like guns or anything like that about pro guns, it's like you automatically get put into like that right wing automatically, like like or like the I don't know if I don't want to abandon them, but the vax situation, like the homie was like I was like, nah, dog, I ain't trying to do all that. Like I'm gonna use my natural immune system and just kind of fight it off and do the immune boosting, vitamin C, ginger root, and kind of like fight it off. And he was like, you're starting to sound like one of those. I'm not saying anything. Kind of starting to sound like a right winger, bro. I'm like, bro, dog, I'm not down with that. I'm just telling you because I say I don't want to get like a vaccine. What the fuck does that mean? Right. Now I gotta make me a Trump guy or what?
Yeah,
fuck that.
Ridiculous. Anything like that.
I think that was done by design though. Cause think about it, like, think of social engineering. Like, that shit's real. Right. Of how to control certain sides of things so that, like, let's say something's going out of control. Well, how do we deal with this? We make it go this way. We control it so that
And like they promote certain narratives as opposed to the right narrative. Exactly. Like, we're just gonna keep saying this till it's right,
Yeah. Real talk.
It's crazy, bro.
That's a good point right there.
Like just like the way they distracted everything. I'm gonna just say code words like the island thing.
We gotta start saying code words. I'm scared to say shit.
It's like the way for them to figure out how to like distract everybody because that was popping. Everybody was talking about Joe Rogan was talking about it. It was a big deal, and then they caught the dude, and then he ended up he suicided himself or got killed.
Whatever.
And then they were like, well, how are we gonna keep people from talking about this? Let's make a big. Let's make a big virus.
And it has to be big. It has to be something big, kind of.
And who was affiliated with that? Like
the whole team,
like Bill and all that. They were kind of like, well, these people were visiting, and then the laboratory that happened to be funded by Bill, all that kind of links. It's like, what the hell?
And I've been following this shit even for years. Like, it's not even just like now that this comes. Like now I'm like not liking it. For the record, I don't like no politicians. You know what I'm saying? So for me to easily say I don't like Hillary and them and them is not anything crazy. Like all those fools are crooks, dog. I remember Hillary Clinton what I was researching, and I remember years ago was like how she's allowed to bring like shipments overseas, and you can't check inside. Customs can't look into them because she has a thing with the Clinton Foundation that she has what's called as live art, and then you can't look inside of it and check it. So how does she? I mean, come on now.
She's moving some shit,
She's moving some shit, live art, come on.
Organs, all that, whatever.
They're bringing people up in there,
Well, like the whole thing with Bill Clinton, the Arkansas.
The Arkansas, like mafia, like guys.
That's where they were bringing all the drugs to when he was
there was so much
governor or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were blaming like Florida and Scarface. That's where they made Scarface to make it seem like the Latinos were doing it over there,
bro.
But really it was in the cut over in Arkansas.
There's cocaine cowboys and all those.
There's that movie too, right? About the plane flyer. He's with Tom Cruise and he's a plane.
Blow.
No, not that one.
Oh, that's not Tom Cruise either. That's what's his name?
Johnny Depp.
Yeah, Johnny Depp.
But there's another one with Tom Cruise, and they talk about it, and they talk about how they gave this fool a big what do they call it? Like a big airport landing area, like a big hangar that he was able to fly his own in and out. They gave him all the access in the world, and then in the end of the movie, in the end of the movie, he's getting busted and everything for he's gonna go to prison, and then he gets saved by like the government. They're like, all right, well now you're gonna work for us and you're gonna do this. So that's where he gets transitioned. I forgot that movie's called, bro.
Yeah, what is that movie? We gotta find that out.
It's tight. It's
that one up.
It's with Johnny Depp though, and he like flies.
Is it Johnny Depp or Tom Cruise?
I mean, it's Tom Cruise. My bad. Yeah,
I'm fucking you up because of the
Flow is a dope ass movie.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
I love
that was a true story too, right?
Tom Cruise.
But I understand.
Yeah, for sure. That was the Weed Man, bro.
Weed Man right there. That was a good one.
Tom Cruise, Fly.
It's like that good. I remember watching. Well, I remember researching too. Like during, they were having problems where they were sending what they were using were soldiers' bodies to ship the drugs in back home.
Oh.
So they come from like Vietnam, to
Yeah.
bring all the drugs back home.
Well, that's the whole thing with Afghani, where instead of they were mad because they were burning down all the poppy fields, as opposed to
Slanging them out.
they were burning them as saying. So that's why we were just talking about this, and that's why
that's why that shit got cracking.
that's why they have pictures of these fools guarding the poppy
Yep,
fields.
I remember seeing them. Yeah,
What the hell is that movie called?
we'll find it out. We'll find it out later. We'll keep it up. If any
I'll
of you guys
go back
remember, write it down in the comments. If any of you guys remember, if any of you remember what that movie was, Tom Cruise flying over shipments.
Fat shipments, yeah, he's bringing hella.
It's not Top Gun.
No.
Just because I'm flying, it ain't it.
Mission Impossible, Jack. It's a new one.
Was he older? Yeah, was he like older? It's like a newer one. Like
Yeah,
he's
like,
older already, right?
Yeah, so let's try 2020.
That's hard. I like that one movie that he made him where he was like repeating and shit. Every day was like fucking.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty good. I like that one.
What is it called? The Day After Tomorrow?
Some shit like that. But I fucking.
I seen like a couple that they had different names. I was like, what the hell?
You know what's another weird thing is him and that Scientology shit.
Yeah, all them fools that were in that Scientology.
That shit's weird. John Travolta, all them, and that bitch. What's her name? Ramisi, whatever her name is. The one from King of Queens, the wife. She was from there. Her parents were like original members.
King of Queens.
Yeah, remember the King of Queens that show?
Yeah, with the
that white dude and his wife and the old man and lived in New York and shit.
Right.
His wife. She's from that.
From what though? Like
from the Church of Scientology for years since she was a child.
Right.
Her parents were from it,
Okay.
And she like broke out of it just recently, and she tells all. And she interviewed with Joe Rogan, and that shit was crazy.
Oh, where? I didn't see that one.
Oh, it's a good one. He talks about how talking about the leader and shit, and some of their belief systems, how the money works, like how that these motherfuckers have to pay like a shitload of money for like fees that they pay, and they have to like fucking, the way they say it is like you're self brainwashing because you're they have to go to like their little libraries and like study a certain amount of hours every like week. You have to have your certain amount of hours of studying, and it's a bunch of bullshit. It's like weird ass teaching.
So the movie's called American Made.
American Made.
Yeah, with Tom Cruise.
American Made with Tom Cruise, y'all.
So check that out.
Check that shit out.
It's about that, about like all of them fools fighting all that. I gotta check out that movie too. I mean, I gotta check out that one. The time about with Joe Rogan. That's a good one.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. It was crazy. Like talking about like, for example, how like the way the hierarchy is that John Travolta is so high up there in it that he's like called the something Grand Master or something.
Right.
And he has the type of fucking power that if he asks you to cover up, like kill somebody or you killed somebody, he asks you to cover up, you have to cover it up.
Mando.
Damn. That's John Travolta fucking staying alive shit.
Right.
What the hell?
And that's why he's still alive, bro. I was past the surgery.
Well, the crazy thing is that the leader of the Church of Scientology's wife has disappeared since fucking 95.
Well, what's weird is how Scientology came about. I think it's about like a 14-year-old kid that found these stones and he was like, "Hey, I can read this shit. You dumbass."
That's like Mormons kind of. That's like Mormonism.
It's almost like, okay, or maybe it is Mormon. I'm thinking about that.
Yeah, only he can read them. Yeah.
Yeah, and they fell for it. They're like, all right.
It's the Latter-day Saints, the New Day Saints in the United States. That's just retarded, bro.
And it's like this. They're like the same.
Remember, fucking South Park did a good rendition of that.
I didn't really watch a lot of South Park.
South Park, I remember them talking about that, and they like did a rendition of it to show how stupid it was. Because they remember those dudes that made South Park also do that Book of Mormon.
Yeah.
Where they make fun of them.
I know that
and
part.
shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used to live in Ogden, Utah. Shout out to Ogden, Utah for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was weird. It was cool. At least it was the brown side of town, but like it sucked because like I said, the beer was only like 2%. Is it cool? It's about time.
Yeah, it's about time.
It's about time for a smoke sesh. Our time for a smoke session.
We're in the stoner talk right now, man.
Hell yeah. The fucking yeah, we're getting into conspiracy and shit. But yeah, the alcohol, the beer. I mean, not alcohol. The beer is only like 2%.
Oh wow.
So it's like you have to drink a shitload to even start feeling buzz, you know. And like they're saying that shit's stupid because it don't stop drinkers. It just makes fools drink twice as much. You got big beer bellies out in the building, you know.
Sure.
Like fuck, you be drinking through those beers, like drinking water and shit. Like fuck, can I get a? Fools don't do that. They just drink straight liquor. Makes liquor.
To the point, like fuck that.
Like I'm not even gonna drink that shit no more. I need a fucking bottle. Hell yeah. What other good conspiracy things? You know what I heard was interesting was about you know how they're doing away with the daylight savings or whatever.
Yeah.
So basically it's like a reset time. Okay, so here's the
Start
thing.
all over, huh?
So here's the thing.
Right.
And I'm just talking, but in the movie, I mean the video game Doom, they reset time, and the date on the time is that
Same
date,
time.
March 20th, 2022, whatever.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then it's also, remember I was telling you, they're due to turn on CERN again.
Yeah.
What if this all has something to do with it? Remember they deal with time, like alternate realities,
Right.
things like that with time. What if it has something to do with that?
I mean, it's possible. I mean, so that's the thing too. Like the Hadron Collider is supposed to help them figure out how to defy gravity. They found a God particle. Yeah, anybody want to look into it? It's called a God particle.
Dark matter.
It's pretty much. I'm thinking it's pretty much controlling gravity, right?
Yeah, well, it's like what's outside in space, what you see out there in that black mass, dark matter.
Right. You know what's crazy?
Which means it can. What's it?
Someone sent me a video like a few months ago, and it was here in Vegas, and it was like a black liquid floating thing in the fucking sky.
I meant to bring this up. Yeah, I saw it in the news.
You saw it in the news too?
I saw it on the news.
I'm gonna like this one.
Okay, good. I saw it on the news. It said mysterious black substance falling from the sky on the East Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It was on Charleston and Hollywood is where they were reporting from.
Yeah.
And it was on everybody's car. Me and my girl were talking about this too. My girl did some research on it. The closest thing they had something like this happen was back in like the 80s.
Right.
Okay, where something like this happened, and it said it was developing like people getting issues like breathing issues and shit. But that this is the weird thing, that this is obviously the old one, not this one.
Right.
But when this happened before, they found it was DNA or whatever, but like undisturbed DNA of different types of like strand. It was weird.
Right. And that's
I don't know
what
what the fuck it is. No, but this is what it was like in the 80s, something similar to this.
Oh,
but
shit.
we don't know what. No, but they don't know what the fuck this is. They never said anything about it. They just swept it under the rug, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, and so like that's what the Hadron Collider thing is. It's like supposed to be trying to recreate the Big Bang, right?
Yeah, has the power of the Big Bang.
Yeah, it's just like wow.
Has
and
the power of
exploding
Big Bang.
under us all the time.
It's all like they ram it together. Okay, so they take the two hadrons and then they
atoms,
yeah,
colliding atoms.
and they collide them at a giant speed. And when it hits, it sends like the particles in different direction, and then they grab the dark matter from there.
Yeah, that's just great.
That shit is crazy, bro.
I just don't know what they're unlocking, you know?
Well, they said it's possible other reality, or it's like possibly a wormhole with other entities. They don't know what it is exactly. Entities. Some say that's possibly unlocking a portal from, unseen realms. But I will tell you what, that CERN shit, that symbol of that circle shit, is in like fucking every movie.
Oh shit.
They have that shit in like every fucking. They've been predicting that for like having that same idea shit for mad movies.
What were you saying about the statue that's in front of it?
Oh, Kali the Destroyer in Hindu mythology. Kali the Destroyer is one that destroys like Earth for like a rebuilding and shit like that. But which is interesting because what's his name? The guy that was in the wheelchair before he passed away. Stephen Hawking said he didn't approve of what CERN was doing, and he said they could possibly fucking destroy the Earth.
Right.
And then these motherfuckers got Kali the Destroyer. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What are they trying to do?
That's wild. I seen another one too. It was like a statue in front of a jailhouse where they it's like the family services or whatever, social services. And right in front of it, they had a statue on the floor, and it was like an alligator coming out of sewer snatching up a baby.
That's crazy.
And it's like literally dragging the baby into the sewer. Dog. I was like, what the fuck? And then also, I'm sure you know about Denver, Colorado's airport, right? they had like a big esoteric thing to the point
Oh.
where they made that little gremlin thing or whatever there, you know?
Bro, yeah, well now they're like just coming out and saying it, kind of making it like fun of it.
Yeah.
But the weird thing about it, what I want to know is that why it's so fucking deep under there.
Yeah.
That they said it's like a 10-story building, 15-story building underground
Right.
that they covered up.
And that's supposed to be where Obama went during...
The Queen of England has property fucking right by it.
Yeah.
Why would she have property there?
You think that's a portal to the underground, to the fucking Hollow Earth or whatever?
Maybe deep. I think maybe a deep underground base.
Yeah.
Some kind.
I think beyond the snow, bro, there's like natural water and plants and shit that they don't want us to habitat. Here? Yeah, on Earth.
Like underground bit?
It might be underground. It might be even just past the ice, like
Like up in
it's a
Antarctica, kind
perimeter,
of?
you know? Yeah.
Oh yeah, the circle that they say they don't let anybody up there.
Yeah, it's true. You know, like they have that one fucking pilot that went up there to Antarctica, and he said he crossed the Antarctica area, but he didn't. He really did like a big ass U-turn.
Which
You know what I mean?
Like that. I could see how that could happen too.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know. It's weird. That might be super deep, but
Antarctica is a big mystery. Well, they say the key to that is that it's flat Earth because that you.
That's why I don't like bringing it up because then people, oh, you believe that? I'm, like,
I'm not saying I believe it or not. I'm just saying people,
Yeah,
try to go it that way. I think this, whether it is or isn't, I don't give a fuck. But does it? If you're willing to lie about that, like what else is the thing?
Well,
I think that could. I think if it is flat or whatever, like who gives a fuck? I don't understand what the big deal about that is. Like,
it's they keep you in our system of life, bro. Like we work for somebody, you know, the people that are obviously in control of big businesses and the families that are ruling this planet. They don't want people to wake up and sit in at home. They want you to be a work slave and not figuring life out. You know, they want you to be on their time. You know,
they want to just be on the fucking grind. And you know what I noticed when I do mushrooms, dog? I break out of that low key.
Yeah.
Like when I do the mushrooms, like oh my god, like this is life, kind of like I've been grinding. Everybody's grinding and trying to hurry and get through the traffic and get to where they got to get. And then I do the mushrooms and I take a look around and I go, damn, dude. Have you seen how beautiful that fucking sunset is?
Yeah.
This is what the fuck life is all about.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you look at somebody smiling and they're like, what the fuck is this we're happy about?
Yeah.
I'm hurting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, damn, these fools aren't. It's like an illusion.
It's that programming, bro. It's programming. Institutionalized. Poor connection. There we
go. Institutionalized, yeah.
Institutionalized, bro.
Yeah. It's just, how it goes. And it's just becoming more normalized and things and people talk about it. It's dope that we can sit here and talk about this because I can't really talk about this stuff with too many people because,
I love this shit.
And it's just like thoughts bouncing around, ideas and what do you think? Huh, that's interesting.
You think these UFOs or unflying objects are? You think it's out of this planet thing, or you think it's American government stuff that they don't just talk about?
I think both. I think that we definitely have like technology now, like flying stuff that they do not want to show. You know?
Right, for sure.
Like for sure. Like so, I think possibly some things you see are us. I think another possibility that alien UFOs are very possible too. Like, I think that's the truest fact
Some
too.
foreign.
So I think it's both. I think it's like some of us reverse technology what we can and like. What we do know, because like there's way more of what they show. Like we're 10 years ahead of whatever you see in movies and shit.
Yeah.
Whatever you think the fucking. Because look at that movie. Remember with Tom Cruise where they had the fucking people, and they try to stop crimes before they happen. That's crazy.
The butterfly effect? No.
No, like so they had these gifted people that they'd have in these little pools of water, and they would just get visions of like crimes that would happen, and they'd pop up onto the TV screen like that, and a group of people would be there like.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Digesting it, like, oh, a murder is
Minority
happening.
Report?
Yeah,
all right,
a murder is happening.
That's
over here.
That's an old movie. That's why.
Yeah, Tom Cruise.
All right.
And more Tom Cruise shit.
I gotta look in that shit again.
But like, you know what I mean? Imagine that. Imagine you get busted for some shit you ain't done yet. Like, fuck you, if I haven't even done it yet.
Yeah.
You were going to. Oh hell nah, bro. You don't know, dog. I was going to until I fucking thought about it or something.
Yeah.
You gotta tell me right at the end. Oh, you were going to. It says.
You know that one of the UFOs that they have in Area 51 was an artifact that they found in pyramids?
I heard about that too.
It was like underground and they dug it up.
Fucking
so it's like that obviously points to the fact that I think possibly when that happened, that's when all our technology changed, right?
Yeah.
We started getting phones and TVs and extra shit that.
Yeah, right after
so
that.
So the TV technically is pausing time, right? It's like it's capturing
It's
a moment
capturing,
from the
yeah.
past.
It's like a low key, like a wormhole, like technically, because you can put what you want in it. Does it?
It's just crazy, bro. I don't know.
No, that's a trip. So
stoned.
I'm stoned baloney too. Hey, shit, well, they need to get us on the tinfoil.
Right?